speaking, it's Thursday. You know, there's this trend. We've talked about this a lot, where we see a lot of people from outside, foreigners coming into the country, especially the Americans coming in, getting property in Cape Town, in Joburg, in Pretoria. We're like, all right. We even see some Philip's colleagues arranging these viewings on social media and bringing in Americans on a bus.
Like, you don't know Michael Jackson's got these Camps Bay, and you're like, wow.
They are interested in getting property here. And it got us thinking, what about if the tables were turned and South Africans wanted to buy property overseas? Is that a difficult thing, or is that an easy thing to happen? And then we brought in Philip as the expert to, walk us through this and help us understand what it really means. He's the owner and broker of REMAX. Philip, good morning. Welcome. How are you doing?
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me. As always.
So, is social media correct in what we are seeing? Is there really an influx of nationals coming into the country specifically to buy property? I only seen one Instagram post. There's one of your colleagues, Philip, people in the property space, and he had like a viewing in one of these posh resort-like estates in Joburg, and these Americans came in literally on a bus. I think they were just on tour or something, but they were literally on a tour to come and view properties. And I thought, what? I don't know if that was like one instance that I saw. Is it prevalent?
Okay, so from a trend point of view, there's definitely been an increase. The percentage we went from prior to 2019, it was about 3% of foreign national buyers annually. And then from 2019 to 2024, we've seen an increase of about 1%.
Okay.
So to 4% of our all property sales. So that's 4% of all property sales. So and predominantly it tends to be the higher echelons of the market, meaning like 2.7 plus, but with 40% of these sales happening above 10 bar.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of it's high property, expensive properties, high value. And I think predominantly, arguably, we could say that it's the interest rate. Not the interest rate, the exchange rate.
Exchange rate.
So to give you an example, a house that costs about 2.7 million rand here, 2.5 million rand here, which is a nice big size house, would cost typically about 4.5 million in rand terms in the US.
Rand terms.
So it's almost double.
So they get bargains, for the kind of houses they're looking for.
So relatively, we have a very affordable price for property. Well, not the Cape so much anymore because the price is already inflated.
But then I'm thinking, even if the price is inflated in Cape Town, if they go there, just with the exchange rate, wouldn't it be?
It's still beneficial.
Okay.
And remember, you're earning dollars there, so and buying in South Africa, there is definitely this trend, and it's also for an investment purpose, because if you think about it, and this is something that you won't read everywhere, is that they live on an inflation rate of between 1% and 2%. Okay? So if they want to invest money, all they have to do is beat 2% to grow their net wealth. Okay? So even if they put their money in a South African bank at 6%, they're still growing by 4%.
Sure.
If me and you put our money in a South African bank, we're getting poorer.
Yeah.
Because our inflation, and I don't care what the Secha says, because they're talking about 2.8%, which is our inflation. But for us on the street, I have not noticed the 2.8% increase. I've noticed 15, 20% increases from fuel, electricity. Property prices have kind of stagnated at about a 5 to 7, but property is actually being left behind, which means on the long term we're actually underpricing it.
Okay.
South Africa's property market is set to increase. The problem currently is that, and I don't think there's enough people bringing in foreign national buyers to a certain extent. So we should actually turn it into like the hunting industry, where we go and fetch hunters.
Yes.
We have people that go and fetch hunters to come and hunt in South Africa. We must actually, and that's what I think you see on social media, is that they're fetching buyers, potential, taking them through buses, through property tours, and inciting that interest.
Like interest, because that's what I saw. This was like just a group of people and everything, and it looked like just normal. I don't know, but it didn't look like high end, like celebrities or anything.
Just normal normal households.
Yeah. So maybe if we were to turn the tables, then Philip, if you were looking, maybe because you know about it, but if like Jones or I were looking, layman on the street, looking to buy a property in the US, what are the chances of us actually getting successful in that?
No. It's too expensive. I mean, not even the Americans can afford buying houses in America. So that's why they come to South Africa to buy houses.
Forget about it.
It's extremely expensive, and I was seeing, the current trend in the US is the prices are increasing even though the sales are down. And it tends to be that's indicative of a bubble which is coming. So that's quite scary, I think. And we're not even talking just about America. We're even finding the same trend with New Zealand, Canada. Canada's housing market is booming. But when it booms like that and it's not followed up by real buyers and a real economic growth, then you are setting yourself up for a bubble.
So even South Africans that get to leave the country and go to other countries, when they get there, is it it's easier for them to buy properties?
No. A lot of these expats are coming back.
Sure.
It's not affordable for you to build your life in that kind of in these foreign countries.
Sure.
It's not getting easier.
Yeah.
And for the most part, we going there to be kind of like the hard labor.
Yes.
And if you are general labor in any other country, it's going to be hard for you to buy. It's the same thing with South Africans trying to, as a general laborer trying to buy a house. You need to be in more formal sectors of the economy to do that. But for a US citizen or any other foreign national, because of the exchange rate, it's definitely easier, and now because of their low inflation rates, it's easy to make an investment return.
Okay.
So that's why I think it's going to keep happening, and the more it happens, we're actually outpricing ourselves out of the market. That's the adverse effect that we're not really taking into account. A lot of people, one trend I've noticed is a divestment from South Africans from areas like Gauteng and Cape Town, specifically Cape Town, where people move to lower cost areas, like
yes, because they can't afford with the pricing in those areas.
Yeah, they can't afford to live there anymore. You set up yourself for retirement, you paid off your house, but now your house is paid off, and because of property prices increasing and costs increasing, you can't afford your rates and taxes anymore post-retirement.
Sure.
So you have to move to a smaller town like Modimolle or and we've seen that, because even if you look at it, the property prices have doubled over the last 5 years in Modimolle. Things that used to sell for 850 now sell for 1.6, and it's because of the demand.
All right, we'll leave it here for today. There's always a lot to talk about this when it comes to property, but thank you so much, Philip, broker and owner of REMAX, Philip Skuman.